Once I went to the US in Washington, D.C., I took the airport in Virginia. My brother and cousin who met me said, wala kaming oras magluto ng lunch, so let us just eat in a nearby Vietnamese restaurant. Because sige, basta I want to eat and then sleep. So kain kami. Yung Vietnamese soup, how do you call it? Pho. Pho. Any Vietnamese here? Is it pho or pho? Pho. Fa, sol, la, ti, do, fa. Yeah. So, wow, and I was, ang sarap-sarap talaga. Naglalaway ako. Yeah. And then, when we were about to end, we were deciding whether to have coffee or dessert. A Vietnamese woman came to our table. She introduced herself. Sabi niya, I am the owner of the restaurant. The waiters told me that there is a group of Filipinos here. Sabi niya, kasi I have instructed my employees, whenever there are Filipinos who come, call me. Yeah? I said, oh yes, we're from the Philippines. Then she said, I was one of the boat people. I was one of the refugees that escaped from Vietnam. And I landed in the Philippines. I stayed in Palawan for many years. You welcomed us. You loved us. And in my little way, I want to thank the Filipino people. And she gave us free dessert. Wow. And she was a Christian, a Catholic. She saw my shirt, said, are you a priest? I said, yes. Said, I am a Catholic. And said, I was so blessed to have landed in the Philippines. My faith was nurtured. Malapit na po ako matapos. At wow, you enter the wounds of the people. And in those wounds, memories of love, memories of compassion, memories of being recognized as a brother or sister will remain. And they journey to new life. I visited Lebanon, one of the refugee camps. Refugees from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan. Then I had a session with the Caritas workers, volunteers, and I saw how tired they were. Naaawa rin ako doon sa mga volunteers kasi they see daily disaster. Parang every day is bleak, every day is dark. So in our session, I told them to also look for signs of hope. Wag lang kayong magkwento ng mga problema. Let us exchange stories of hope. Yes, in the open wounds of Christ, you will find life. Tell us stories of how you found life as you entered the wounds of our brothers and sisters. And there was a fine Lebanese woman, oh, her name, Jeanne d'Arc, Joan of Arc. She volunteered, she said, I have a story to tell. May kwento ako. Sabi niya, ang specialization, the specialization of Jeanne d'Arc is caring for illegal migrants. Those who are arrested and put into detention cells. And she has taken care of many Filipinos in Beirut. And she told us the story. One day, she was invited by Caritas Syria to train some people in the ministry, pastoral care of illegal migrants. So she volunteered. She went. She slept in the house of some sisters, religious sisters, and every day she would take a taxi. Yung katulad nung kwento kanina ni ano pangalan niya? Ni Eric ba? Or Ernie. Talagang magta-taxi ka. Taxi. So one day, she took a taxi, reached the place of the seminar. She asked the taxi driver, "Magkano? How much do I pay?" And the driver said, "No." And she said, "No, I have money. May pera ako. I can pay you." And the driver said, No, you don't have to pay." She panicked. Sabi niya, "Nako, what payment will this man ask for?" So sabi niya, she was already almost screaming. Sabi niya, "No, I have money. Accept my payment. Tell me, how much? How much?" And the driver said, "But how could I accept money from Caritas? How did you know that I work for Caritas?" And the man said, 3 years ago, I was in prison in Beirut. One day, I was sick. I asked for medicine. Nobody wanted to give me. You passed by. You heard me. And you gave me medicine. I was able to sleep that night. But I have not thanked you. So please, let me thank you now. 3 years in this wounded heart remained the love of Jeanne d'Arc. The face of Jeanne d'Arc has been engraved in his wound. And look at how good God is. At an unexpected moment, their paths cross. A deep communion sealed in locked prisons, but open wounds where love is allowed to enter.